Pierre-Auguste Renoir was a visionary artist whose work captured the beauty of life, and in doing so, he became one of the most beloved painters of the 19th century. Renowned for his masterful use of color and light, Renoir's art celebrates human emotion, movement, and the fleeting moments of joy in everyday life. Let's take a closer look at the life and work of this legendary Impressionist artist. Early life and background. Pierre-Auguste Renoir was born on February 25, 1841, in Limoges, a city in central France. His family wasn't wealthy, and Renoir's early years were marked by the struggles of a working-class household. His father, Léonard Renoir, was a tailor, and his mother, Marguerite, was a seamstress. At the age of 3, Renoir's family moved to Paris, where his life as an artist began to take shape. As a child, Renoir showed a keen interest in art, but his path to becoming a professional painter wasn't straightforward. To help support his family, Renoir worked as a porcelain painter in a factory, where he painted flowers and patterns on fine china. This early exposure to art materials and techniques helped develop his artistic skills. However, Renoir's true passion for painting emerged when he began studying at the École des Beaux-Arts in Paris, where he was influenced by the classical teachings but also sought a more personal expression through art. Early training and influences. Renoir's formal art education began at the age of 16 when he enrolled at the École des Beaux-Arts. He soon became a student of Charles Galette, a Swiss-born French painter who introduced him to the works of the old masters. Galette's teaching methods, which emphasized close study of the human form and classical techniques, were important in shaping Renoir's early style. However, it wasn't long before Renoir grew frustrated with the rigid structure of academic painting. He found inspiration in the revolutionary ideas of artists like Edouard Manet, whose works broke with traditional styles and embraced modern subjects. It was around this time that Renoir met Claude Monet, Edouard Manet, and other artists who would become the core group of the Impressionist movement. The birth of Impressionism. The late 1860s were a period of great transformation in the world of art. At the forefront of this change was the group of artists who would come to be known as the Impressionists. The movement, which rejected the academic standards of the time, sought to capture the spontaneity of the moment, focusing on light, color, and atmosphere. Renoir was one of the key figures in the development of this revolutionary style. Renoir's early works were characterized by their use of light and color to capture the essence of the moment, often painting outdoor scenes of Parisian life. One of his most famous works from this period is Le Déjeuner des Canotiers, Luncheon of the Boating Party, painted in 1881. The painting shows a group of Renoir's friends and acquaintances relaxing on a terrace overlooking the Seine River. It exemplifies Renoir's mastery of capturing light, as he skillfully depicts the sunlight reflecting off the water, the shimmering effect of light on the figures, and the sense of movement in the scene. Renoir's use of vibrant, glowing colors and his ability to create a sense of intimacy between his subjects were hallmarks of his style. His focus on portraying people in natural, relaxed settings allowed him to capture not just their likeness but their emotions and personalities as well. Renoir's connection to nature. A significant part of Renoir's artistic development came from his fascination with nature and outdoor life. Like his fellow Impressionists, Renoir painted en plein air, or outdoors, to capture the natural light and the changing atmosphere of the environment. His love for depicting outdoor scenes is reflected in works like Ballet at the Opera, 1874, where he presents dancers in a vibrant, lively atmosphere, and The Swing, 1876, a joyful depiction of a young couple enjoying a carefree moment in the open air. One of Renoir's favorite places to paint was the countryside surrounding Paris, particularly in areas like Montmartre and the village of Louveciennes. The ever-changing seasons, sunlight, and landscapes provided endless inspiration for Renoir's brush. These natural elements became essential components in the emotional impact of his work, adding an extra layer of depth to his exploration of the human experience, personal life, and family. Renoir's personal life was just as rich and complex as his artwork. In 1864, he met and fell in love with Aline Charigot, a young seamstress who would become his wife in 1890. The couple had 3 children together, and Renoir's family life provided much of the emotional inspiration for his art. One of his most beloved subjects was his wife Aline, whom he often painted in tender, intimate poses. Their children also featured prominently in his later works. Renoir's family life was intertwined with his career. His home life and the love he had for his family are reflected in many of his paintings, such as The Umbrella, 1883, where his wife, Aline, appears with their son, Pierre. These paintings offered a glimpse into Renoir's deep affection for his loved ones and his ability to convey warmth and human connection through his art. Renoir's later years. As Renoir grew older, his work began to evolve. In the 1880s, he experienced a shift in both his personal life and artistic style. Renoir's health began to decline due to rheumatoid arthritis, which made it increasingly difficult for him to paint. His hands were affected, and he was forced to adapt his technique. Despite these challenges, Renoir continued to paint, but he began to experiment with different forms and textures. His later works took on a more classical approach, with a focus on softening his brushwork and creating more monumental sculptural figures. A good example of this shift can be seen in The Large Bathers, 1884 to 1887, a painting that represents a departure from his earlier, more spontaneous works. This large-scale canvas features a group of female bathers, rendered with soft, flowing forms. The figures are more solid and sculptural, evoking a sense of classical antiquity. This painting reflects Renoir's growing admiration for classical art and his desire to achieve a timeless quality in his work. Despite the challenges posed by his illness, Renoir's later works were marked by a sense of serenity and grace. His devotion to his art remained unwavering, and he continued to push the boundaries of his technique, focusing on capturing beauty in every aspect of life. Legacy and influence. Pierre-Auguste Renoir's influence on the art world cannot be overstated. As a founding member of the Impressionist movement, he helped to revolutionize the way artists approached painting, and his work continues to inspire generations of artists today. Renoir's ability to capture the light, movement, and emotion of a moment made him one of the most important figures in the history of art. Renoir's paintings can be found in major museums and galleries around the world, and his legacy endures through the admiration and reverence of artists and art lovers alike. His work paved the way for future movements, such as post-impressionism and modern art, and his contributions to the development of color theory, light, and brushwork continue to shape the way artists approach their craft. And that's a wrap on the life and legacy of Pierre-Auguste Renoir, an artist who truly captured the essence of joy, light, and human connection through his work. His contribution to the Impressionist movement and his impact on the world of art will forever be remembered. If you enjoyed this deep dive into his life and art, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more biographical stories of legendary artists. And as always, thanks for watching.